The technique we're going to learn now is the defense for the sucker punch. So I was going to look. When you're learning to defend this technique, the most important thing you can do is to be aware, right? It's very unlikely that you're just going to be walking by and that the person is just going to literally, truly sucker punch you for absolutely no reason at all. You know, usually it occurs when you're in a heated argument with somebody, right? When you're in a heated argument, you need to be aware, right? Aware of the fact that he might throw a punch. I want to have my hands up, right? As soon as we start having an argument, I never want to be like this, you know, having this argument, sticking my chin up, because of course if he does choose to sucker punch me at this point, there's nothing I can do about it. So as soon as we feel that there's a heated argument or discussion happening, my hands come up right away in a non-threatening manner, of course. I don't put my hands up like this because then you're going to start a fight. But whichever way you choose, I personally like to put my palms together like this, keep them close to my body, and I'm aware I'm looking, you know, not necessarily directly at his eyes, but more at his chest, because then I can see his shoulders if he tries to throw a punch. So anyway, if he does choose to throw a punch, now I'm ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm immediately going to extend both arms forward. Okay, as I do, I'm leaning into him. I don't step because I don't have time to step. I just lean into him and I'm hooking with my hands. So I'm doing like little monkey grips behind his arms here. I do them both hands at the same time, because if I just stop this one, it's very likely he's just going to throw this one. So right away, both. I'm very heavy on him right now. Now from here, the arm that he punched with, I'm going to wrap over top the arm and I'm going to clamp it, so a C-grip behind his arm here, really close to his armpit, and I'm going to lock my elbow tight here so he can't pull his arm away. Now I'm going to step around this hand, I'm going to feed under his arm, and I'm going to step to the T position. Right, this is the position that we learn in the hip toss lesson, because this sets us up for the hip toss. Now from here, I execute the hip toss. So again, we get close. This is very close confrontational, referred to as a hyper range we're in. My hands come up close to my body. You can even move them like this a little bit, but just anything non-threatening. I'm looking more at his chest so I can see his shoulders move if he chooses to throw a punch. I, of course, try to calm the situation down, but if he chooses to punch me, right away, I extend my arms forward and I lean forward and I put my weight on him. It's very heavy right now. Then I wrap over top the punching arm, clamp behind the arm here and pin my elbow here so he can't pull this arm back. Right? Then I'm going to step, I feed my hand underneath his arm, and I'm going to step around to this T position again. Notice I'm in a good base and my feet are perpendicular to my partner. Hug in the hip, good tight clamp here on the arm, and my ear is tight against his chest. Now, set up step, step through, keeping my feet in between his feet. Right, I want to say in between the train tracks, not out here because I could hurt my knee. In between, hip comes across, slight bend in those legs, right, back straight. Use my legs to pick the partner up. And again, if you don't have anything to throw your partner on, you can stop right here because you've successfully executed the throw. But if you do, then just turn your torso to finish the throw. Remember, always throwing with your hips and your legs, never your back. So one more time, he gets close, starting to argue with me, hands up, non-threateningly, he chooses to throw. I extend those arms forward. Notice this one, the one he's punching with, I catch right here on that bicep, right? I'm really extending the arms because if I don't extend the arms, I just go like this and it's gonna come through and hit me. So I'm really extending, right? Being heavy, if he wasn't here, I'd fall forward right now, okay? So all my weight's on him, pinning his arms tight, and then I wrap and control this arm. So I'm just leaning on, see I'm even on the balls of my feet, leaning my weight on him. Now, keeping this snug, I'll swim my hand under his arm, step to the T position, hug in the hip, set up step, bring the foot through, then the hip comes across, right? Use my legs up, and then turn my torso. So one time in the air, For here, be aware. So even though we refer to it as a sucker punch, it's never truly a sucker punch because it's our job to be aware of it. So when he's close, hands up. If he chooses to punch, boom, extend those arms right away. Lean into it, all your weight. I can't do all my weight now because I have nothing to lean on, but lean. Then wrap the arm. Swim under the other arm, step into that T position. Nice tight hug in the body. Set up step, step through, hip across, lift the partner, and then rotate to execute the throw. So that's the defense for the sucker punch.